Hey everybody, it's Marc here, and welcome back to another Mario movie update. This is the show where we talk about anything and everything related to the upcoming Super Mario Bros. Movie coming to us from Illumination Entertainment. Now, we've got quite a number of things to talk about, but first things first, I have to say thank you to everybody in my Discord server for bringing all this to my attention. For those that don't know, I have a Mario movie channel on my Discord server where everybody can post random things that they find related to the movie that might be worth talking about in one of these videos. It's hard to keep up with everything that goes on in there, but thank you to everybody who contributed to this video. Oh, and lastly, before we get started, if you're new here, please consider leaving a like on this video if you enjoyed it, because I guess it ties into the algorithm or something, and consider subscribing and hitting the little bell icon to be notified of when more updates come out. Alright, well that's enough of that. Let's get on to the juicy bits. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is these pieces of concept art that I guess were created at an earlier stage during the movie's development. I'm not going to show the actual pieces in the video out of fear of Nintendo or Universal coming after me and taking the videos down. So just for my safety, I'm going to describe the images to you. The first piece that I want to talk about is this one. It's of Mario and Peach riding on the back of a bullet bill with another bullet bill coming after them. And it looks like they're flying over what appears to be a regular suburban town in our world. So that's kind of interesting. I am convinced that this must have been related to the Illumination project because the art style is of a very similar style to some of Illumination's other projects. I imagine this must have been an early piece of concept art because it uses like a generic Super Mario logo in the upper left corner. Apparently this was shared on Twitter back in December of 2020. The screenshot that Froggy shared in the Mario Movie channel doesn't list like who posted it. It was kind of hard to track down, but I imagine it must have been removed at some point. So this is pretty interesting. If this is real, of course, this gives me the impression that the movie was sort of going to take notes from the old Deke Entertainment Mario cartoons, where maybe it jumps between both the Mushroom Kingdom world and the real world, which actually sounds like it would make for a really fun plot. There's a lot of potential in that kind of world jumping, and the live-action movie kind of did something similar, but it was mostly confined to the dinosaur world. And then the next piece of concept art I think is the most interesting, because this seems a little more Mario-like. We have a kind of Mario Kart scenario. Mario is tied to the front of this one cart being driven by a piranha plant wearing an eye patch, which I find weird because piranha plants don't have eyes, but whatever. The piranha plant is also holding, in front of Mario's face, a wanted poster that has Mario's picture on it, and the reward is like 1,000,000 coins, I'm assuming. And the cart kind of looks like something out of Double Dash or DS. It's themed after, like, the pots that piranha plants are usually in, or like the potted piranha plants, like from Mario Kart 8. And then in the background, we have Luigi driving Shy Guy's cart. It's styled after the carts from Mario Kart DS. And Peach, Bowser, Yoshi, and Donkey Kong are hanging on to the back, with a Shy Guy hanging on to Donkey Kong's tie. Donkey Kong has a Bob-omb. There are 3 green Koopa shells surrounding them, and there's also a Hammer Brother in the back. He's in his cart, but he's gliding through the air, and he's got a spiky shell. And the course kind of looks like the Mario Circuit track from Mario Kart Super Circuit, with elements of the Super Mario Kart tracks as well. I'm gonna say I really do like this piece of art. This looks really good. Oh, and I just noticed, I'm looking at it now, I noticed that the piranha plant also has a gold tooth. And you know what? I really like the style. It doesn't look exactly like the Mario games, but it's more faithful than what I would have imagined something like this would be, because the characters are still recognizable, but it's still distinctly Illumination style. And while I'm normally not really a fan of that, I think this particular piece manages to combine the two styles pretty well. It's really unique and, again, faithful to the games. And if the movie really is going for like a Mario Adventures comics sort of vibe, this definitely captures that really well. Now, another interesting thing to note about this particular piece is that this was actually shared on Instagram by a user named Ryan Lang Draws, and they posted it back in May of 2019. Somehow this completely slipped under my radar, and the caption reads, "From a pitch a while ago for an animated project that never happened." Now, from the sound of that, you might be led to assume that the Mario movie is being canceled, but I think what he's trying to say here is that this is just a version of the movie that was canceled and they switched to something else. So for all we know, the Mario movie is probably not going to be anything like this. In the middle of recording, I just did a double check, and I went onto Instagram, and the post is still up. So if you want to see this for yourself, I'll put a link to this post in the description later on. Alright, so now we kind of have an idea of who was involved, or who might have been involved in the production at some point, but who exactly is involved in it right now? Or were there any other people that were involved at some point? Well, thankfully, some other users on the Discord server have shared some interesting screenshots of LinkedIn profiles from different animators and different artists who might have had a part to play in at least early development of the film. Like the first one that I have here, some of these don't have names, so I can't really track these down very easily, but they are listed as a character animator on the Mario project. It's just called Mario, which I'm guessing is like a production code name of some kind. Looks like they just recently started working as an animator as of January 2021. And what I find most interesting about this post is that it lists the directors as being Aaron Horvath and Michael Jelenic. Now, if those names don't sound immediately familiar, Aaron Horvath and Michael Jelenic are actually the executive producers and showrunners of Teen Titans Go, which I'm sure is going to make a lot of you throw up in your mouth a little bit. Personally, I don't think the show is that bad. I understand like why fans of the original Teen Titans might have problems with it, but for what it is on its own, I think it's a perfectly fine show. There is a lot of humor that doesn't work, but when it gets funny, I think it gets really, really funny. Sometimes the writing, particularly with the comedy, can be very entertaining and very unexpected. So I'm not sure if this is where the production is right now, but if Horvath and Jelenic are going to be the directors of this thing, it doesn't really diminish my faith in the production too much. If Teen Titans Go is anything to go by, then I think they can do comedy relatively well, and this does give me the impression that it might be more of a comedic take on the Mario franchise, which, again, I have no problem with. It also is more in line with the Mario Adventures comics influence. The next profile here also lists somebody as an editorial production supervisor at Illumination. They list the Mario project as one of the jobs they took. This is from July 2020, and I'm assuming they're still a part of the project. This kind of gives us a clue as to different stages of production that the movie might have been in at different points. And this next one here lists somebody as a story artist as of October 2020. So I believe this person is named Jason Bradley Thompson, who is currently working as a story artist on the Super Mario Bros. Movie, and has been for months, it seems. And this is interesting because we have story artists being hired as far back as July 2020, and now we have animators being hired as of January 2021. So if we already have animators coming on, I imagine the movie must be at a very specific point in production where maybe they have a majority of the characters' lines recorded already, or at least enough so that they can start doing animation. Or maybe they're just doing test animation, just getting a feel for the characters and finding the style. I don't know if there's really a whole lot to report on here, but I do think it's pretty interesting. And the last thing that I think I might cover for this video is when exactly the movie is going to come out. Because there have been a lot of conflicting reports in the Mario Movie channel on my server that said that the movie was going to come out either in July of 2022 or in August of 2022. And even on Wikipedia, there have been listings where they said December 2022. But then again, it's Wikipedia, so they're not always like 100% faithful. The first listing I have here is on July 1st, 2022, there is an untitled Illumination animated film. This is all on Universal's website. But the reason why I think the August 2022 release date is a little more likely is because there's another 2022 movie on Universal's list that's just called Bros. And when I hear that, I immediately think of Super Mario Bros. We know by now that the movie is definitely coming in 2022, but I think this August release date is a little more likely. Also, they seem to have delisted the July 2022 movie, and now it seems like the release date for that movie was given to the second Minions movie. So right now I'm led to believe that the Super Mario movie is going to come out definitely in the summer, because that's when kids are out of school and families usually get to spend more time together. So we're definitely looking at a summer 2022 release date. And if this Bros project has anything to do with the Mario movie, then I'm assuming this is going to be when we'll see the Mario movie come out. Alright, so I believe that's all we have for now. Like I said before, the Instagram post for the Mario Kart piece is still up, so if you want to see that, I'll put a link in the description. And both pieces are available to look at in my Discord server, so you can go check that out. The link is also in the description. And there's another topic that I wanted to cover for this, but I'll probably just end up making it into a separate video, and that concerns some potential leaked plot details for the movie. I think I'm just going to end up making that into a separate video, so expect that either tomorrow or some other time this week. If you're new here and you want to see that, make sure you're subscribed and you have that bell icon clicked to be notified of when that video is released. Let me know your thoughts on all of this in the comments section down there. And yeah, I think that's it. Thanks for watching, and with that said, this is Marc bidding you all a smashing farewell. Take care.